Hello guys, and welcome to another Red Life Studio episode. Please subscribe and give me a like, and share my videos if you're enjoying them. Also, feel free to leave me a comment below. Now let's begin with today's stories.
I ruined my marriage. Now after realizing what I did, I want to fight but husband wants divorce. This is my first post on Reddit. My individual counselor has asked me to make a post to get it off my chest. I'm sorry. I know I'm in no position to negotiate. I did the worst thing imaginable. I'm sorry for making this long. I'm 42F, my husband is 44M and we have an adorable daughter 17F. I was the one to have an affair. My husband is a real estate agent who works multiple hours and spends much of his time out. During October 2020, a guy, let's call him Jay, 24, knocked me on Instagram. We chatted in a decent way. Turns out he's the younger brother of a classmate with whom I attended high school. We chatted for 7 months and in April 2021, we met the first time. Soon after, we began to have an emotional affair which later turned physical in June 2021. Despite knowing I had a family, I somehow convinced my selfish self that I was right. That it isn't serious and should be okay. I did not know what I was thinking. Needless to say, I was denying my husband any cuddling or romances. We were more like roommates at this point. We just basically slept on the same bed, we didn't talk much. He was struggling at his job. I couldn't be a good wife to him. I used to taunt him, argue with him over small reason. I used to absolutely despise him. Jay was much more fit and handsome than him. Jay began to think I settled for less even after I had a family and a good marriage. I'm going to be honest. It was all on me. August, his mother passed away and he breaks down in the bad way. He never had a good connection with his mother. She disapproved of me because of my past choices, which is why I asked him to choose. I was pregnant at that time too. After this, he rarely talked to his mom in front of me. Though he met her a few times without telling me, he began to argue with me more, blaming me for his mom's death, that I was what kept him from meeting his mom and I must be happy now that she's gone. I did another bad thing here. I didn't support him emotionally. I shouted at him. I didn't realize the impact it had on our daughter. I told him in August I wanted a divorce. That further broke him down. I rented out a small apartment and moved out, taking my daughter with me. I told her I didn't want her near her father as he was having a mental breakdown and becoming emotionally abusive. Jay sometimes used to visit us. I introduced her to my daughter. They became friends due to similar gaming mentality. They both play the same game, I guess. Things took the worst turn possible on September 24th. Jay tried to make a move on my daughter. She barely got out and called her father. I was working in the office then. She tried to reach out but couldn't due to my phone being on silent mode. When I saw her calls, I rushed to my home to find it filled with police and people. Jay was rushed to the hospital with a broken arm, broken jaw and swollen eyes. My daughter told everything to the police. Her eyes were red and she had been crying. I tried to console her but she pushed me away. As my daughter was the victim and my husband had friends in the department, no charges were pressed against him. He was let go after police confirmed Jay was harassing my daughter. After everything calmed down for a bit that day evening, my husband reached out to me with my daughter asking for the truth. I gave him the truth then. I apologized, begged, cried for him, told him this was the worst mistake and I never thought for things to turn out this way. What hurt more is my daughter telling me I was a homewrecker. Husband said he's going to take our daughter with him and we will be getting divorced. He's pushing for full custody and filing a fresh paperwork for divorce on grounds of infidelity. I told him I want to work on our marriage. Beg him I want a chance. He isn't listening to me. I cut off all contacts with Jay October 2nd, Jay's girlfriend, yes he has a girlfriend, I didn't know about her at all, contacts me and types out all the worst names you can imagine on earth. Tells me that she broke off from AP and she wishes my family breaks up too. After that day, I started to work on my marriage. I tried reaching out to my husband, he blocked me on everything, even has a new phone number. I began individual counseling, reading books and trying to come clean about everything. I had a chat with my daughter. She doesn't want to call. I told her everything. Told her I was sorry and all I want now is just a happy family and I'd gladly give up everything to make it work. She tells me I'm selfish and that I would have kept her father in dark only to get restart with Jan, thanked for breaking up the happy family and home she has known of. She also told me that her father is introducing her to his side of family, his sister and brother. They're way nicer than I am. I'm sorry for this is long. I'm new on Reddit and I don't know if this is the right place to post. I need advices to work on my marriage. I realized what I did. Comment 1. Your marriage is finito, and you are pretty delusional to think that you can work your way to things being back to normal. You wanted and pushed for a divorce when your husband was at his worst stage, emotionally, mentally and much more. You completely refused to support him and decided to tend to the needs of your boy toy. I might be reaching here, but I think you're only trying to mend things because your boy toy is out of the picture. You're getting no sympathy from me. Instead, I will tell you to leave your ex-husband alone because he deserves much better than you. Comment 2. In case it is not clear in your head, your AP tried to rape your daughter. There's no coming back from this. She may forgive you one day, but for the time being you need to let her and her dad heal on their terms, and you aren't part of their healing process. You ended your marriage the moment you had an affair, then didn't support your husband in his time of need, grieving the passing of his mother, and you asked for a divorce and moved out and took your daughter to protect her from her father. If your AP didn't try to rape your daughter, would you have asked your husband to save the marriage? I think the answer is no. Comment 3. I'm sorry, but I'm going to be a bit blunt with what I say next. It isn't meant to be judgmental, just a statement of fact. The moment one person doesn't want to be in a relationship anymore, the other person's wants stop mattering. His wants didn't matter when you wanted to leave, yours don't matter now. It's time to pull yourself together. The consequences for your actions will probably continue to grow, and the longer you are lost in grief, the worse the end result will be. Can you calm down enough to start coming up with a plan of action? Plans made while under significant emotional distress are usually quite counterproductive. Or do you just need the release? There is nothing wrong with that either. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit like. If you would like to see more, feel free to subscribe.